West Ham and other Premier League clubs will find themselves in a very difficult position when it comes to January. I believe it is January the 11th to February 13th. It's the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, this is always quite a strange competition that takes place because it's one of the international competitions that actually overruns with the Premier League. So you get the African players coming out of the Premier League for a month. So that includes players like in the past Sadio Mane, like who's currently Mohamed Salah. Plenty of players in the Premier League are born of African nature, and West Ham themselves have 4 players that they will be losing in January, and that includes Naif Aguerd of Morocco, Maxwell Cornet of Ivory Coast, Said Benrahma of Algeria, and of course new signing Mohamed Kudus of Ghana. So in January we will be losing 4 different squad players. That's a centre back, I suppose probably a number 8 or number 10. You probably put Kudus as at the moment, and 2 left wingers. So that does make things quite difficult. Now, of course, the other thing that's quite interesting about this competition taking place is that it takes place when there is a transfer window happening. So, some clubs, I think, will take the gamble of, look, we're losing this player for a month. Do we want to sign a player on loan in January to make up for that? Or do we just want to, roll with the punches and allow ourselves to lose these players? Now, I think in West Ham's case, for instance, I cannot see us being the club to make a transfer like that. I think that we will look at our squad and say, we're losing Aguerd for a month. We're losing Benrahma for a month, Cornet for a month, Kudus for a month. We're just going to have to deal with what we've got, allow the squad to just breathe. And when it comes around to February, we'll take the players back. The other worry for us as well is that we do take the gamble of, well, if they're going out on international duty, are they going to get injured? Are these players going to get injured playing for different sides? And then when it comes out to February and the transfer window's closed, we don't have any players to play for us. So this presents a very, very, very strange problem for West Ham, and one that I think is quite interesting. Now, if we look at the backup we have in different areas, again, you've got Tilo Kehrer, Angelo Ogbonna, and Kurt Zuma, and Mavropanos as well. So you've got 4 different players who can play the centre-back position. So as far as I'm concerned, again, the cover is there for him. I think that is okay. Kudus, of course, you've got Thomas Souček, James Ward-Prowse, Lucas Paqueta. I think Pablo Fornals can also play that position as well. So I'd say we're pretty well covered in that position as well. The place where I don't think we're that well covered is that left wing spot. Obviously, Said Benrahma is kind of the starting left winger for West Ham. I think that's going to change soon. I think Pablo Fornals will get his chance, and I think he will start to be our starting left winger. I think it's a player that Moyes prefers in terms of his work rate. But, Benrahma's numbers in the last year have been very, very good. So I think it's quite hard to overlook him. Of course, Maxwell Cornet was linked with a move away, but that never, ever happened. So he's a part of the squad, and he's also our other left winger. So essentially, at left wing, we're left with Pablo Fornals, in which case, I think, personally, this shows the importance of getting that Jesse Lingard deal over the line, because there's no point waiting until January and signing some player on a loan or anything like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's absolutely no point in doing that. You're going to pay through the nose for it. Most clubs are probably going to try and sign big players anyway, with the idea that, if I sign this big player, then at least they're there for AFCON, but they're a future player as well. I don't think West Ham are going to make much business in January at all. I really cannot see it. Unless we make a move for someone like Maatsen, I don't see us making many moves in the January transfer window. I think we're very settled with our squad. Probably, maybe there'll be some sort of deal in place for, maybe a striker, the Jesse Lingard deal, because, having that left winger, the backup to Pablo Fornals, I think will be really, really important. Of course, I dropped a video, I believe it was yesterday, it should have dropped, about the Jesse Lingard situation. There are offers on the table for other clubs. He might be choosing us, but this is a big topic conversation at the moment. Most Premier League clubs are going to be losing 4 to 5 different players. Some clubs being hit more than others. Some clubs like ourselves not being hit too bad with just 4 players, but every single Premier League club will undoubtedly get weakened. And I think it's definitely a problem that we need to be keeping an eye on when it comes to January.